Well, hello.
Yo, what's up, dude? You know, do you remember that band, Great Big Sea?
Oh, yeah, the folky one.
Well, your nickname is now Great Big D.
That's actually hilarious.
Wait. No. What could go wrong with that?
That is actually hilarious because we heard a cover band playing Great Big C. Yeah, and then we called them Great Big D.
Really?
Yeah.
What? We both made the same joke in like 2-3 days span?
This was probably a month ago, but it was pretty hilarious. Okay. It was Great Big D.
I'm late by a month.
Yeah, and they had huge cocks and they played Great Big C. That was the joke. It was very simple.
Huh. Wait a minute, they had
Great Big Ds.
How did you know?
Who do you think their groupie is? Yeah.
That's true. Okay, fair enough. Now all these stories you were telling me, they're starting to connect now.
They are working, yes.
What's up, guys? These are my friends.
These are my friends.
What's up to all of you minotaurs and manticores and chimeras and unicorns?
Oh, and grizzly bears.
Grizzly bears are real, dude.
Oh, right. That's the point of the game. Leprechauns?
Go back. Leprechauns, yeah.
Is that weird? Yeah. Okay, dude, you're going to school me at this.
What's up to all the krakens and the gargoyles?
And the crackheads?
Those are real too, dude.
Basilisk.
Well, okay, so what up to basilisks? That's a good one. Okay. A sphinx. What's up to the sphinx?
Golem. What up to the golems in the world?
What up to all those golem constructs?
Yeah.
That's sweet. Let's see, what else to all of the ancient old ones, those Cthulhuan sort of Lovecraftian beings. Yeah.
What about
shout out?
What about centaurs? Did you say that?
Centaur, yeah. I said centaur, but that's still legit. Say what up again to the centaurs.
Yeah, we love you,
the
devil.
The fairies and the elves. Say what's up to the fae realm. Pixies, yep.
Yeah,
they would be involved there for sure.
What about all the people from Arkansas?
That's true. Say what's up to the Arkansas people.
You're all real.
Quetzalcoatl, you know.
Yeah, is that a place in Arkansas?
All the phoenixes and yeah.
The real ones.
Anyway, what's up to everybody? What's up to the real ones?
And I want to preface it just this episode a little bit. We're going to talk about some fun stuff, but also at the same time some real stuff. So we do not
Some real fun stuff.
But this is just the disclaimer just at the beginning, so everybody's shorts will stay on, and all of you out there, shorts will stay on for a little while.
Unfortunately.
Yes, we're keeping it that way. We do not condone any act of violence upon
anybody,
governing body, or individual. All matters spoken in this podcast is strictly hypothetical. All topics addressed are theoretical and are meant for entertainment purposes. You are our friends, we are your friends, and soon the whole world will be friends. Dan, Q, we are the world. Play the song.
We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. Okay, so
all right,
obviously you know where we're going with this one.
It will
a different sort of D. The tenacious variety. It's got canceled because
of a different D.
Some comments and some jokes that I think probably half of the globe or more was already thinking. There are some moral quandaries here, of course, and I think that good people should explore the consequences of wishing harm on other people. And I think it's good to not wish harm on other people. However, oops, I just elbow the camera here.
If that's cool. Too close, let me know, I'll move it.
Well, I mean, it's within elbow distance, so it's pretty... but anyway,
Earthquake scene. Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm chickening out here. But
yeah.
A second ago when the mic was off, I was yelling about stuff.
You should have heard this guy. Dude. He wanted to kill everybody. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
You know me.
Yeah.
Hyper-violence, dude.
Tyrant,
But I gotta say, my analogy here, okay? Like put yourself in this situation, right? Perhaps there's something like, what were you going to say?
Should we just, in case anybody doesn't know, should we just describe the scenario what happened past weekend with Kyle Gass?
I will. We will. They all probably know what the hell I'm talking about. But what I was going to say first, just to keep in mind, is if there was, say, like, I don't know, one of these, like, say, a dragon or one of these horrendous things that we were just talking about.
Right.
You know, maybe even a real thing like a bear, a grizzly bear, or a cougar. Something that I don't hate. I don't hate cougars. I don't want them to die. In fact, I want them to be there to be flourishing. I
want to mount one. Hey, wait.
A mountain lion. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry. But basically, I don't wish harm on any species at all. However, if there was one running towards me and it was going to eat me or my family, I would wish it was dead instead. I would wish that there would be someone with a gun that would shoot it, maybe myself. I wish that there would be... that a bullet would kill it, right? If there was a crazed gunman in a bank shooting at everybody and waving a gun around at everybody, I would hope for him to be dead, right? I would be like, I wish that guy would be dead. If I saw somebody, doing something very dangerous.
Right.
And I think, I don't know. I don't even like entering the political realm with our podcast very often because I think it's just boring, honestly, like for the most part. However,
and it's almost a lose-lose.
It is a lose-lose.
It's a lose.
You're going to alienate
somebody's going to disagree. Yeah.
I don't want to put my political views here. However, I think that any, people can infer it from what I'm saying here.
Context.
Basically, I think that one of those two people down there who, for some reason, there's only two people that they're going to choose from down there, and they're horrible choices, both of them, terrible choices, but they are the choices for some reason, and everybody is believing in that fact that, it's one or the other. So one of them, I believe, it looks to me like a loaded gun aimed at the whole planet, all of us.
Yeah.
It looks like nuclear war is aimed at us all. And I know a lot of people would argue that the other one is the other way and blah, blah, blah. Fine. However, someone did shoot at this charging cougar, and they missed, and they hit the cougar in the ear.
Right.
Or what we've been suspecting would happen all along is that they would say, "Get down, Mr. President. Okay, here comes," and hole punch his ear with a hole puncher and say, "Yep, we did it." Maybe suppose this, right? Suppose he doesn't even know that there's a conspiracy. He doesn't even know there's going to be a fake assassination attempt, right? They're going to shoot at his ear. They're going to aim for his ear.
Yeah.
Hopefully hit it. If they miss, it still counts. If they hit him in the ear, perfect. If they hit him in the head, he's got kids, right? So like, that's who fucking cares, man? They don't care. You think they wouldn't try this and stage this? And do you think the Secret Service wouldn't be able to keep that guy down on the ground? If he really thought his life was in danger, he would lay on the fucking ground. He would not get up and put his fist in the air for a photo shoot.
Martin Luther King.
No way, dude. What?
Isn't that like the Martin Luther King? When he was giving his speech, doing the fist in the air sort of style.
You know what?
He's the hero.
He's a poser and a half, so he's gonna fucking posture himself like that.
Who can I resemble right now? Quickly, yes.
Basically, a martyr, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and become a martyr while still getting to live.
Yeah.
That's how you do that, right? He's martyred himself now. Someone tried to shoot me, and on paper, that's literally what happened. Nobody can refute it. You're a crazy person if you think that they would have staged something so serious.
I think there's some obvious little goofs and gags that kind of show that or lead that way, and I wouldn't put it past them to have that, especially for his presidency. But the thing I first want to just where we're going from this is the first off is Kyle Gass. I just want to bring that situation to light. What happened to Kyle Gass on the weekend? It was a quick little thing. I don't even think he really thought about it before he said it.
Of course he didn't. He's probably canceled himself the way I just did right now to myself. Trying to reason it out.
And then you're like, just talking about it is too taboo. But it actually got to the point where like
he's a comedian.
Australian minister or whatever wanted to like literally exile them from, they're like, they need to leave Australia. It was Australia or New Zealand or whatever. They need to leave now. Nobody
wants to be associated with condoning murder, and that's fine because it's not a good idea to condone murder. It's not.
I agree with that fully.
Morally is wrong.
Yeah,
it's wrong.
There should be a million steps first before murder.
I get it.
Which
blast him into space,
like
in a little capsule,
or just
with
take
all the
away
books
his
he
power.
needs to read. Yeah, could take away his power,
just
but
take away his power. Yeah,
sure. But then again, you get into sticky moral situations where it's like, oh, well, then who gets to decide who gets power and who doesn't?
Right.
You know, there are some things where it's like, well, you can't just dethrone the king like this. However, it is a king. We're fucking like trying to elect a fucking court of nobles to rule us.
Which, if you're at a certain point, like my mindset,
barely democracy.
I still think that even at that level with Trump and Sleepy Joe, it's just that's just an image. They're just a face. Exactly.
I'm talking about their cabinets.
20,000, and then the whole Republican
talking about
Party.
The people really pulling the strings, right? Like,
right.
The blue or red. That's how fucking binary it is. It's like blue or red.
Yeah, and that's what that's how it goes down. But basically, what happened, obviously, if you didn't hear or whatever, if you're not really into the music scene or this, the other thing, Kyle Gass made a bad joke about how.
See, maybe that's
Jack
the problem
Black,
is that it's a joke.
Well,
like you can't just be making a joke about someone almost dying.
Yes, exactly.
Right? Like that's horrible.
And especially if you have any sort of influence, and especially if you're in a crowd of 50,000 people. No, but so basically, Jack Black came out on stage, had a birthday cake, and he was like, "Make a wish," and then Kyle Gass made the unfortunate statement to say, "Next time, don't miss." Obviously referring to the assassination attempt.
It is poor taste.
It was poor taste. I don't even think, I think because that news was just so fresh. I think he was just trying to be funny. He was like, I'm in another side of the world or whatever.
He thought, you know what the problem is? I guess he thought his audience was not the whole world. But it's like, dude, you're in front of everyone right now. But even as like Kyle Gass, your audience is everyone.
Yeah, even the prime minister was like tweeting or whatever. It was some high political figure in Australia or New Zealand saying these guys need to be kicked out of, and they shouldn't be allowed back. And then Jack Black is going down, and now Jack Black has to, his longtime homie of like 40 years, he's like,
dude, that would be horrible.
He's literally in a position now where he's like, I do not condone hate speech, I do not condone violence, and whatever Kyle Gass said, I was blindsided by that, and now he has to go against his buddy, and he probably even thinks that to himself. He was probably like,
I think Kyle Gass even probably understands.
He does.
Like, I think that they probably just were like, listen, man, gonna have to not chill for a little bit.
And now Tenacious D is canceled, all the tours are canceled, and and it was a bad joke, but I think he wouldn't even think.
It's a lesson. And listen, it's a lesson. And I obviously didn't learn it because I went ahead and fucking started babbling at the beginning of our podcast. But hey, okay, like I'm just trying to like say my true thoughts about it. I too don't want people to just be able to shoot each other and, now he's dead and we don't have to worry about him no more.
We don't need to purge the country.
That's terrible. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Hopefully we can have smart enough candidates that...
It doesn't mean I don't absolutely loathe the fact that people actually give a fuck about this man, and I also get it though, like on some scale. Like I get that people are sick and tired of the status quo and they want something different. It's like a fucking WWF villain. Yeah. That some people cheer for those WWF villains because they just want the bad guy to win sometimes and they want shit to be fucked up and they're unhappy and like their situation is basically like imagine your life situation is basically a daily torture. Yeah. You don't give a shit what happens to the country. You just want to see some funny shit happen. You just want to see some fireworks. There are a lot of people like that.
Watch the world burn. Yeah.
That's right. And they're just like, fuck it all. How about we don't keep the, regular millionaire, billionaire, fucking oil people who are basically just all run by corporations anyway. It is corporations fighting each other through two old guys who are senile and acting like WWF villains.
Really. And I think I talked about this on the last podcast briefly, but it's basically the only people that go into politics because for the first 20 years, unless you're extremely lucky or have a network in your back pocket, the majority of the salaries for these politicians aren't that big. If you're smart enough, go to the Silicon Valley and make something yourself.
Just be a lawyer.
It's exactly. So the appeal of doing any of this is ego. So the most people in this business are egocentric
power hungry.
Yeah. They're power hungry assets.
They want influence.
That's the pay, is the ego. It's barely the pay. It's the ego, which could lead to some corruption.
You get to so much money. This is why we have like multi-billionaires and shit. It's like, it's not about the money. I can't remember who the hell it was. I saw some clip, but basically it was a rich dude was like, basically like, you can't buy that much stuff. Like there comes a certain point where you have so much money and you have bought everything. You've got 50 cars, you've got, 20 houses, mansions.
It just becomes a game.
Your island, you've got your, fucking anything you literally want is just summoned to you. You have got jets. You could go anywhere within a couple days. You can be anywhere in the world. You basically have access to literally whatever you want. And it's this weird, he's almost like whining about it, being like, at a certain point, there's no reason for this money. And it's like, hello, motherfucker, give it away, idiot.
Well, that's just
fucking anything excess past the point where you think you're good and you've got all these things. Even just get one nice car, one nice house. Fuck it. Take 5 nice cars.
Yeah.
Have 3 nice houses. You don't need all that.
And I mean, it's obviously
fucking have whatever you want, and then give it to someone who's dying of starvation. You fucking psycho.
It's easy to say, obviously, coming from the bottom, but I mean, I am enough of a humanitarian that I think I would do that. But it's just like one of those things where like Bezos could afford to like put a big dent, if not cure, the third world issue of hunger, but he's chosen not to.
Why should I?
Yeah,
like you're fucking Dr. Evil, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, so the long tangent is we're going to get into some conspiracy theories. We're going to get into some, just talk about the whole Trump thing. And then I also have a funny palate cleanser. And then I also want to touch briefly on the fifth Beatle.
Sorry, I just thinking about like someone like Bezos, right? Or like who's that fucking asshole who like made the AIDS cure or like the AIDS vaccination like really expensive or whatever.
Oh, that was not the AIDS. It was
Martin Shkreli.
I can't remember. Not obviously, there's no AIDS vaccination.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That fucking idiot.
Didn't he go to jail? I can't remember.
Anyway, think about it though. It's like, sure, I don't want to walk up and shoot them with a gun. There's no part of me that wants that. I don't want to wish them harm in that way. I don't want to see someone do it. None of that stuff. However, if I heard that, they had hopped into a cannon and blasted themselves into the center of the sun, I would be happy.
Yeah.
I would be like, that's good. Not that's bad, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, those fucking people are not good for the planet.
So,
those
yeah,
are like evil warlocks that have sapped energy from everyone to the point of evil.
If we had a Mr. Burns button under the desk to like the door
into the sun.
Yeah, blast into the sun, or it's just like a secret booby trap door that just opens up and they fall. Like
I'm just saying I wouldn't be sad.
And they just fall in a hole, and we just bye. Yeah. Anyway, so long story short, we're into this. We're going to talk about some things. So the first thing I want to talk about is just the guy who was the shooter. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I don't
don't know much about any of it, really.
I don't believe too much in giving credit to like, regardless, it was a terroristic attack, and I don't need to highlight any of these people and stuff like that. And as much as people out there may think he was being a hero, may people think he was being an idiot, that's your choice, your opinion.
Everybody thinks he's an idiot right now because either he tried to kill somebody they like or he missed. Both of those things are upsetting to people. This guy's the biggest failure in the fucking world. I'm sorry.
So he, like, have you seen pictures of the guy? He looks like he's like a 20-year-old skinny, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but he's this skinny little 20-year-old, like, dorky looking dude. And somebody
was saying they may have even, like, said, hey, you're going to go up there and you're going to try to, shoot, and your family will be taken care of and everything. Like, you're going to be part of this conspiracy, basically. And he could have been like a gnarly, weird Trump supporter guy that, like...
Well, he kind of was, but yet again, anything could be fabricated. But, like, if you looked at his Tumblr or whatever fucking blog post he had, his main title...
probably won't.
It was my favorite person is Lee Harvey Oswald was his favorite. That's his idol.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that too on the nose?
Yes, it's way too on the nose. Listen, CIA.
Yeah.
Listen, FBI. Yeah. Whichever one of you guys put this together, it's too on the nose. It's like, oh, here, let's make him a Facebook page.
Who should he idolize?
He really loves the guy that killed...
Annihilated JFK? Dude, yeah.
Holy crap.
It's like that. Yeah. It's like...
Nobody in the whole
world...
Make
it the Undertaker or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, no fucking, like, school shooter nerd that's going to try to actually shoot a bullet somebody who's actually...
That's my hero?
No.
Or like even the guy, what's his name, that shot John Lennon?
Is nobody's fucking hero, dude.
No, none of those guys
That's the dumbest shit.
That's like, so basically, this is
the kind of guy that would have like the Joker as his profile picture, right?
Yeah.
Like that's more...
Joker brain. Yeah. So anyways, his name was Thomas Matthew Crooks. Investigators believe that Crooks, armed with an AR-style rifle, opened fire at the former president while he was addressing a crowd in Butler, Pennsylvania, leaving one audience member dead and 2 others wounded. The 20-year-old kitchen worker was shot dead at the scene by a Secret Service sniper, officials said.
Shout out, I hope those people are actually recovering and they're okay, because that's really fucked up.
No, so the
people that got shot.
One dude died.
I know.
Yeah. And then 2 people were in critical but stable condition, and I think they're okay. It's still ongoing. But so like that brings me down.
That is serious. That's as fucking like real as it gets. So like that's brutal.
I don't want to go into even the grounds, which is really touchy. Even though that we don't have a huge platform, it's still a little insensitive. The Alex Jones style Sandy Hook was all just a big conspiracy by the government, and now he's canceled. He is literally canceled.
I know.
He owes $1 billion to the family.
But he said some, like, I don't know.
Oh, he's horrible. I'm not
saying that it's not real. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
ignorance. So, like,
this is not what we're saying.
No, that's not. Somebody did lose their life, and that is tragic.
Not a joke.
That is tragic. Somebody's family member got
is very, very horrible.
The video, so like I just watched a new video that was released 12 hours ago where it's like they synced up like the actual Trump speech video with other people's, like other rally goers video, and they sunk it all up, so it was like multiple camera angles at the same time. First off, there is like a group of 50 people all walk like right beside that weird metal shack where the guy was on.
He's laying there,
and they're all pointing and being like, yo, there's a guy up there. There's a guy up there with a guy.
He's right there.
Literally.
He's right there. This like lady's just like, hey, right there.
Yeah,
like
pointing at him and being like, oh, there's a guy on the road. We see him laying down. There's so many people pointing attention to this guy.
That is a weird thing, isn't it?
So how that went under the radar to get to this point, and then the unfortunate happens.
Pay no attention to the man on the roof.
Yeah. He is just trying to get 5G.
Looking everywhere. Where? I just don't see it.
He's just trying to get an audio signal from way up on the roof there. Yeah, wait. And he's literally wearing like the same color clothes as like the tin roof almost.
He was not very invisible. He was highly visible.
The thing that got me, first off, after the unfortunate events happened, was when like how everybody's reaction to it was. But I mean, I guess they're not the smartest people, or they want you to think they're not the smartest people. But I mean, basic human instinct would say, you hear 5 bullets? Get the fuck away. There's like literally so many people just like, there, that guy got hit, that guy right there, right. And they're like, it looked so weird. Like either go help the guy or get the fuck out of the way. Just sitting there pointing like, there, that's him. That's the guy that got hit. He right in the head.
You know, though,
so weird. But I mean, it's hard to explain.
People are very, very, very dumb in a crisis.
I guess
that is also like a serious thing where they are not registering that it's life or death right now. Quite often people in like a life or death situation, they are going to prioritize dumb shit. Like, oh, but my dog, or oh, but my laptop's is still in there, or whatever. Like people will run into a burning building to like save like their cell phone. Like,
can I interject one quick thing that will relate to what you're saying right now? Have you heard of the band Great White?
Yeah.
80s band. So 2001, they had a show. The whole thing went down because they put pyros in this cheap, shitty bar. The dude, the guitar player, ran back in to get his guitar, and he died. He made it out of the burning. Like, I think 300 people died that night. He made it out. He was one of the lucky ones that made it out, but he ran back in to get his guitar, and he died.
It's very horrible.
So I understand what you're saying,
Jesus.
Which is, that's still sad.
They teach you that a lot in like any kind of emergency response training of any sort. It's like part of that emergency response is organizing people and like, look over at me, everybody here.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what to do next. You do this. You do this. You give everybody a job so that they aren't just freaking out, because managing people's minds when some shit is going down, they'll do the dumbest shit. They will just fucking get themselves killed. Right. So they're not thinking correctly, and most people are not trained for a crisis. So if there's someone's shooting, there's a bunch of those people are very used to gunshots. Like they all have, they're all guns probably. They're carrying, they're fucking like going to the range and stuff. So they hear some shots go off. They're like, yep, it's going down. We knew it would, you know, and they're not really considering that someone might aim it and a stray might catch them, you know, like there might be more, or they see the guy get taken down. They're like, okay, well, it's over. Like just all dumb choices where they should be getting to safety, but they're like,
so I
think they know what's going on.
Like, I've never been in a life or death situation or even a scenario that close, that freaky.
That's good.
But that's very good. But it's hard to judge unless you've been in that scenario. And I obviously understand that people handle situations differently, but at the same time, it's just the video that came to light right after it happened of the people behind Trump.
Does seem weird.
Around the guy that got hit. It's like, it was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, they're all like, looked like NPCs almost, which I'm not trying to take it down to that conspiracy, because I don't want to say that any of this was staged or faked and a man did truly lose his life. It's truly sad. But the thing I'm trying to say here is just their initial reaction to me was a little weird. It was just, they were pointing and being like, yep, guy got hit in the head.
I just think that could easily be, that part in particular could be explained by people just not
Deer in the headlight? Yeah.
Not understanding the seriousness of the situation. Really not understanding that they're in lethal danger potentially and should get down. But anyway.
So the second point of where the conspiracy comes in was, which apparently they were saying that the Secret Service wasn't going to boost security for the event, which was proven false, because they actually had boosted it and then they boosted it again or something like that to have more service. But the reason, one of the questions is, why did it take 26 minutes from when they initially saw the target, when he was initially discovered, to actually stopping him? Why? And it was such a very apparent place. It's not like he was 100 like feet or whatever. It wasn't a couple miles away.
I feel like the Secret Service is very fucking good at what they do. I think they're probably one of the best in the world at making sure that nobody shoots this guy.
Yeah.
And yet, 26 minutes between noticing this dude and like, they know he's there. And there's no way they don't know that guy's there. So they're looking at every fucking roof. It's not that big of a place. It's not like there's buildings for everywhere and shit. Like,
that's one of the leading conspiracies of why this was planned by either Sleepy Joe's people or Trump was trying to look like a hero to bring his stage up.
I also think that Sleepy Joe's people, if they were truly going to do that, and if they thought it would help, if they thought that killing Trump would actually do something to solve the situation and not just martyr him and make his kids presidents, you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, it does. I don't think the problem is solved by just killing a guy.
No,
like, I don't think that is. All you're going to do is make everybody's beliefs go even stronger against you, right? So I don't even think it would be to anyone's best interest on Biden's side to try and shoot Trump. I don't think, I mean, maybe, but like, I don't think that would actually even help the situation. So they don't want to do that. However, I think that if they were going to do that, they wouldn't miss.
Well, and they wouldn't hire a 20-year-old kid.
I think they would easily be able to make sure that guy, if they wanted him dead, he'd be dead.
He was like king of math club, and he got a $500 prize from math and science thing back in high school, and he had like a little bit of fascination with guns, and Lee Harvey Oswald was his hero. That
doesn't fit. That's dumb.
But I mean, I guess if you're trying to be inconspicuous about a certain situation, you wouldn't hire some special op dude from from the military retired. Like that would be a little on the nose as well. I don't know. There's many things.
I think that they left it. I think that giving it to that fucking random kid who missed and whatever, and like letting him shoot from there and letting him be discovered for 26 minutes and all this crap, none of that fits an agenda of wanting Trump dead.
And
they would easily find an assassin. You think that like we wouldn't believe that they could hire a better assassin than some crackpot kid who likes Lee Harvey Oswald? Yeah, right.
And then that's where it goes into the theory of the missing was intentional, but we'll have to get into that.
It has to be a crazy person.
Yeah.
Oh, it's some random crazy person on the liberal side, and then Trump can blame all the liberals for condoning this sort of shit and blah, blah, blah.
Or it has to be somebody who figuratively would miss. Like somebody, like that guy.
He's not a pro.
It's realistic that guy would miss.
Yeah, it's not a pro. He almost got him, but he's not a pro.
But it's not a pro, and how far. So that's the thing where it's like that looks like a kid.
So their narrative is not that an assassination attempt by the liberals was made, because I'm just saying I think that the Democratic government, with all their power that they have in total, if they truly wanted to make sure this guy was just gone, it would be done in a quieter way.
Yeah,
you know,
it wouldn't be such a history book
at a rally by some random psycho. No.
Who's our first sponsor there, Dan?
2 Left Feet. We got 2 Left Feet and dancing lessons, and
Phil Collins actually is the representative. Phil Collins,
true. I think he
can't dance
most of it or whatever, but he's trying to make it it basically was like a charity thing that he started for people that can't dance.
Yep.
So 2 Left Feet. Shout out. Thanks, guys.
And we'll be back.
Get to toe tapping. Hello.
Is this the right building?
It's 2 Left Feet.
Oh, perfect. My girlfriend says I'm very terrible at cutting a rug.
Not very good at dancing?
No.
That's excellent news, because we here at 2 Left Feet will assist you.
Golly, great.
Perhaps you could sign up for one of our classes. Perhaps you could sign up.
Wait. Doesn't 2 Left Feet mean
Indeed.
Come on down.
Okay.
Do I need to do anything?
Take a tap lesson. Perhaps improve your breakdancing skills by up to 18%.
Sweet. So I can
You'll be head spinning and windmilling before you know it, and
That's
that
sweet,
lady of your dreams will be no longer only in your dreams.
That's 2 Left Feet. Oh, and is it true that Peter Collins does the ad for you guys?
Who is that?
He's awesome. Okay, so my girlfriend's gonna like me, right?
It's 2 Left Feet.
Ah, sweet. But you didn't answer. Is my girlfriend gonna like me?
2 Left Feet. Come on down and take tap lessons.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Wow, we're back. Wow. Thanks, Phil Collins.
Thanks, Phil Collins. Also, check out their head spinning lessons, that you can learn how to head spin like the best of them, and I think they'll improve your windmill by a couple of rotations.
Dance like your pop did.
That's right.
All right. So anyways, we're going to get right back into it. So the theories of this being staged, this is conspiracy theories that we picked up.
I'm already bored. Fuck this guy. I don't want to talk about this guy.
And yeah, we're talking about the conspiracy theory of the situation. So
potential event, yeah.
Literally, so why I think the reason why they got somebody like that, if it was a staged incident, was so that it's fake. And then I think the blood pack theory, have you heard about that? Where he had a blood pack in his hand.
Fake blood, yeah.
So when he covered his ear, he hit a blood pack.
Yeah, I think it's real blood.
And then that.
I think they just hole punched his ear. They just pierced his ear.
They just got him at Claire's.
Just gave him a little hole punch.
And
here you go, Mr. President. Ka-chink.
And then you hear he's like talking about his shoes, which yet again, it's one of those situations where you can't really blame anybody for acting in a situation like that, how they act. But he's like, give me my shoes. I want my shoes. It's like, sir, there's gunshots. We need to get you the fuck out of here. You can leave your loafers behind.
Again, with the people acting ridiculous in a crisis, right?
Exactly.
Just not quite understanding the gravity of
what's happening.
Yeah.
And then he gets up. I mean, you do hear on the audio, which I'm sure he heard too. They said it's secure and the killer's down, or the shooter is down.
Right.
And then he gets up and he does the Martin Luther King kind of fist bump or whatever. He
probably knows instantly that this is the time to capitalize on this.
He's like,
even if it was legit, even if he didn't believe. I think personally, there's just as good of a chance. Suppose it was a conspiracy and it was staged. I think there's just as good a chance that he doesn't know that.
And he's just...
He believes that he just got shot at, because that's even easier. That's more believable, right?
And they're just like, you know what? We're not even going to bring him into this because
he's not actually an actor, right? So we might as well make him act.
He was in Home Alone.
Do what he would do. Oh, right. Of course. Yes. Oscar worthy.
Oh, totally Oscar worthy. Yeah. I think he's like good look kid or something like that. Anyways. Yeah. So the other concerning things about this is that there's videos that came out of, they saw the kid walking over to the, or they didn't see, but
over to the bullets vending machine,
over to the store buying bullets, and he told them straight to their face what he was going to do that day. No, you can it's yet again, it's one of those things that obviously you're not thinking that somebody's going to shoot, but I mean, Secret Service and basic just surveillance would be okay, well, you know what? Somebody could do something stupid today, so it's obviously on their mind. But you see him in the background.
It's on their mind. It's their job.
Yeah, it's their job, literally. You see somebody in the background walking, and it looks like the guy. They haven't been able to indecisively say that it's him or not, or distinctly say whatever. But you see him in the background, and it's not. It's literally the shack, like the janitor's Willie shack, right beside the whole event. And he's just like totaling over there, and then he like hops up on the roof or whatever. You kind of catch him in the background, and nobody. You're telling me none of the security and the upped security that they had that day was like, hey, what's that kid doing on a roof beside a rump? Like no a rump Trump thing.
What?
Like
President Rump? I like that.
He's got cake.
How have I never thought of that?
Holy shit. Yeah,
Anyway.
fucking President Rump just got
Are you
shot.
a Rump supporter?
Yeah.
I actually am a Rump supporter.
Fuck.
I'm a Rump enthusiast.
Big time. But so none of the security saw that guy walking to this like shack over in the distance. And
Yeah, nobody saw the kid. Yeah, that's really bizarre,
anyways,
right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but so end of the day, so it could be a conspiracy, it could be not. There's more things where it's just like people from Twitter saying that it's basically one movie with two screens. People are kind of trying to put it in the agenda that fits them the best.
There's just some, I don't know whether it's like this is like a fallacy or it's just a part of being human or if it's just because we've been lied to so much or what, but it feels less likely to me that it's as we see it. That there's not something else going
Working
on
behind the scenes.
Feels weird to me. Like with everything, with all of government, I'm like, there's no fucking way that they're just telling us everything, and we already know that. And yet we sometimes base our opinions off of what they let us know, which isn't even reality most of the time. It's like, I don't know. I feel like if there's a conspiracy and you believe that there might be a conspiracy, people think that your sanity is in question. And it's like, wait a minute. If you just are sitting there believing that everything is totally at face value and everybody is telling you the truth at all times, that feels way more like insanity.
100%.
Like, how do you believe that?
And everything's being served to you on a plate through different veins. Is it like the Associated Press? Is it CBC? Is it CNN? Who is giving you the news? And obviously they have an agenda that they're going to push. So it would depend on what service.
It serves them.
So they are going to put their viewpoints into each aspect too. And so
they'll spin it. They'll take the same facts and spin it in such a way because of how our language is and stuff.
Right.
How you can manipulate people. They'll take the same exact news, not even lie, and two different sides will serve them in different ways.
So then it's coming down to the pipeline of a chain of like 4 or 5 different sources, and then you're supposed to just accept the end result. Yet again, things at face value, ignorance is bliss. But at the same time, I think something's going on wacky in the background.
Like, if you're getting your information on the internet and people are like, well, what's your sources? Cite your sources. Are your sources reliable? It's like, who the fuck, what sources are reliable?
Exactly.
I don't believe anybody.
Yeah.
Any of them at all. Unless
Precisely.
it's like a scientific organization or something that's just giving us information on penguins. I don't fucking believe you.
Yeah.
You know, like I know that you probably like sugarcoated this historical event or you cooked the books a little to make it look like a certain thing.
Correct.
There's just way too many people throughout history meddling in every event for us to possibly know. All we get to know is the official story. And the official story, why wouldn't you fabricate it to be serving?
Yeah. And why wouldn't the higher ups leave out certain things that would make them look bad? Obviously, like if you're corrupt and you're laundering money and you're a big successful businessman, you're gonna be like, yes, I'm a big successful businessman. How did you get there? Oh, I laundered money. No, you're not gonna tell that part. You're gonna leave that part off the books.
And somebody might even find out you're laundering money and put that information on the internet too. And what are you supposed to believe?
Yeah, and
because it says here that he did, and over here it says he didn't.
But I didn't.
But your sources, it's like, how can you trust any? I don't know. You go in circles. Like I just try to look at what I can affect, because when you start really thinking about the global events, especially down south, it starts to just be like, I want to pull my hair out.
100%. And okay, I want to wrap this whole part of the conversation up with one last conspiracy event side of the thing. It's from a Washington Post, but it's from a group. Have you obviously heard of QAnon?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
And you know what, I've heard of them. Yes,
heard of him.
They invented the Q-tips. Yes, a great group. No, awful group. You heard what the QAnon thing was? Obviously, the Pizzagate.
Remind me. Yes, of course, yes.
Pizzagate.
They basically accused a whole bunch of people wrongfully,
Wrongfully, higher ups, that people are S-word. That all that gross stuff is all happening in higher power, and
they went looking for it, and it was not there,
and it wasn't there, and it's just conspiracy. And Trump is advocating to fight against that and try and get those pedophiles out of power. And that's what that's their very Republican stance. But
He, however, is in question in that regard also, having been pals with old fucking Jeffrey Epstein and gone to his island and shit. They're like, no, he just went to the parties and stuff, and then they find out, oh no, he didn't just go to the parties.
Double agent. He was undercover.
Oh yeah.
He was working. He was working undercover.
He helped bring Epstein down. Yeah.
That's right. That's what was going on.
That's the official word. That makes perfect sense. The guy who grabs people by the pussy.
Yep. That's our man.
Nothing but respect.
So anyways, the theory that came out minutes after the shooting by these kind of types of people was the Blue Anon theory.
Ooh.
Yeah. So minutes after Saturday's shooting.
I do like a good rhyming pun.
Yeah, they just changed it to blue. I guess blue pill, red, but it's red. I don't fucking know. Anyways, minutes after Saturday's shooting at a Trump rally in Butler, PA, liberals began flooding social media platforms with conspiracy theories that claimed that the blood on former President Donald Trump's ear was from a theatrical gel pack, that the shooting was a false flag, perhaps coordinated by the Secret Service.
No, that's lazy. I don't think. Trump's got plenty of blood in his ear, right? They can just put that.
So you got to take one for the team, sir.
Just get the Claire's hole puncher.
Yeah. In collaboration with the Trump campaign, that scene of the bloody Trump raising the fist under an American flag was staged. Oh, wait. So maybe QAnon wasn't Republican. Maybe they were against him and saying that they were just all presidential people and higher ups are bad. Because it's saying that it's liberal. Anyways, doesn't matter. When the Secret Service started allowing the president under duress to tell them to wait, then stand up and be seen with by the crowd fist pumping. One user posted on X, "Can you blame me for thinking this is fake? The shooting threw into overdrive a phenomenon."
Wow.
I fucked that up.
Take that for a spin again.
I'll have a sip of water.
You need to go to commercial.
And we're back. Phenomenon dubbed Blue Anon. A play on the right-wing conspiracy theory QAnon. Oh yeah, okay. So
holy crap, what's going on here?
So okay, this is what it was. So QAnon is red and liberal and doing the.
No,
things.
I get it.
This is the other side, the blue side.
They're suggesting that it's the liberals. Yeah, yeah.
That refers to liberal conspiracy theories online as more Americans lose trust in mainstream institutions and turn to partisan commentators and influencers for information. Experts say that they are seeing a big uptick in the manufacture and spread of Blue Anon conspiracy theories, a sign that the communal warping of reality is spreading well beyond the right. The good versus evil paradigm of QAnon has really taken a hold of the anti-Trump movement, and you're seeing two sides that feel like they are fighting a battle between good and evil. Author of The Storm Is Upon Us said this. Anyways, how QAnon became a movement, cult, and conspiracy theory of everything. It's coming from major leftists and liberal resistance influencers who believe that Trump is so devious that he'd fake his own assassination attempt in order to help his campaign. So that's the Blue Anon theory is basically exactly everything that we just kind of said.
If he's not so devious, he wouldn't think of that. He definitely thought of it, and he's like, I probably couldn't get away with it. And then people around him did it. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So So just being fully transparent here, I didn't fully understand what the Blue Anon was before I fully went into it.
Blue Anon.
Yeah, but it's basically there's the QAnon, which is the red side, and this is the liberal side. I'm tired of it already. Yeah, me too. Hate them. So, but they're saying what we're saying, kind of that this whole thing was a big theatrical show.
I think that a lot of people have had that cross their mind.
Yeah.
I think pretty well anyone who heard about it was like, that's not real. Like, fuck.
Okay. Well, anyways, so it's up to you to decide. We do not condone violence against anybody. There's got to be a million different ways. But
if you're upset enough to cancel us, then I'd forgive you and go with my blessing.
But yes, but
I'm just trying to be real here. I'm just trying to be honest about how that probably made most of us feel, right? Like, it's just like, oh, that could have been a lot quieter of an election suddenly, but no, because the thing is that you don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Suppose they actually didn't miss, right? Like, I can't sit here and say, oh, I wish they didn't miss, because that's actually like not helpful.
No.
Like, to just blast the dude, it doesn't really, like, why do you think somebody hasn't done it already? It doesn't make sense to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to martyr him. They'll just dig in their heels even further, and some other person who's maybe worse will just rise up. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve it. Okay, all right.
He deserves a smack in the head. That's what we'll end it on that. He deserves a smack in the head, yes. And we can all
agree. Not a great guy, but
no violence. Whatever. And that's not the way to
I'm not a guy I'm not a guy that wants to shoot people. I'm not a guy that wants people to be shot. Like, I really wish that everyone could just talk shit out. I actually wish 100%.
That. I just think there should be gun control, but that's a whole different other story.
That is another whole
That is just a whole different bag. And then you know what? Then stupid little things like this wouldn't happen.
The whole Jim Jeffries thing where he's just like, in Australia.
Everybody gets sad sometimes.
We had this shooting and we were like, all right, that's it. No more guns. And then they took away the guns.
And look at this. And hey, we're doing pretty all right in Canada. And we can figure it all out with baseball bats.
Everybody's going to come try to shoot us now.
Yeah, no, figure it out with baseball bats, people. Let's get real.
Yeah, man.
Be a man. Use a baseball bat. Okay. I got a palate cleanser here. We're gonna switch venues. Yeah,
too heavy.
That was. Did you hear about that Ingrid country singer do the national anthem at the recent MLB game?
No.
So I hope you can hear this. I'll have to add this in post after so the people at home can hear, but I want you to hear.
Whoa.
Bombs bursting in air. That's right, but we don't need to hear any more than that.
And that's all they wanted to hear. How did you get that like porn star as an inflection in your voice for the national anthem? It was absolutely did you hear? So
no, I heard it.
The whole thing was like that. That was
whoa.
And there's a bunch of this girl.
She just wanted to be like go viral or something.
Yeah,
like that's
Ingrid. She's
trolling or
she's already viral. She's a 4-time Grammy nominated country artist. Her name is Ingrid Andress, whatever.
I've never heard of her. We were talking about that last time when we were watching the Canucks game, when it was just like the person singing was like kind of taking a lot of liberties with the national anthem. It's like this weird rite of passage where singers are like, watch what I can do with this bitch. It's like, what? Why don't you just sing the song? We know how the song goes. There's actually some notes that the song actually has. You don't have to like jazz it up to the point of where it's a different song now.
And The Simpsons called that yet again.
So funny.
Like, what was it, 20 years ago, they had Cyndi Lauper do the national anthem, and it's like, girls just want to have, home of the brave. And she like cuts into girls just want to have fun. And she goes on it.
Home of the brave. Oh, America's the home of the brave. The brave. America, the brave. Home of the brave. Thank you, Springfield! I love you! Peace!
Thank you, Cyndi Lauper.
Goes on and everybody in the audience is just like looking at their watches and they're like tired, and Cyndi Lauper just going off, and it was like, dude, Simpsons, you nailed it. Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. It's just like, how are you fucking wandering your voice around so hard on this song that is supposed to be sung a certain way because it's the national anthem,
and
make it your own.
So she ended up coming out today.
Cover of the national anthem right now.
Yeah, we've artistic integrity on a song that's 300 years old or whatever. She
or whatever.
We've done it. Yeah, we've seen it all. Okay, but she actually came out today and said that she was wasted, and now she's checking into rehab because of the whole thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
She's blaming the alcohol.
Booze. Yeah, which yet again.
How the hell do you go out there hammered? That's wild also.
Like the fact,
okay, time to go out in front of thousands of people and sing their country's fucking song.
Yeah.
Just fucking turfed.
And I understand
and
like an
not
average
kill
person,
it.
But if you're a 4-time, like I've never heard of this artist, and like particularly I have now, so maybe, but
some people are more careful when they drink.
Yeah.
But not this.
No, she took the left turn. But the thing is, she's used to big crowds too. So it's like, what? I don't know, maybe she...
Oh, so it wasn't that big a deal for her. She was just like, has a drinking problem and let it get out of hand that day.
Or she needed to cope with an audience this big, but if you've had a career that's got that, there's no way you care.
Maybe though.
Or it's just a crutch and she's just like, oh, I was drunk. I wasn't really bad.
It would make a good excuse.
Yeah, and she just fucked up and she was like maybe trying to take some liberties, fucked up, and then was trying to double down, fucked up again, and now she's like, I was wasted. That's not my voice.
Know what,
I was wasted.
Like, I wonder if, there's a lot of things like if she had been hammered the night before or something as well, and her voice is all ragged and fucked up as well, like from just drinking
raggedy
and smoking weed and stuff, and then like, or smoking cigarettes or something, and then the next day she's like, has a few more drinks to kind of like make her hangover go away, and now she's like, fuck, I'm kind of drunk again. Now I got to go out and sing the national anthem.
She can't bow out. Yeah.
No, well, probably should have, but damn. They probably don't have somebody on the sidelines to sing it.
But then it's one of those things where
I feel like I could sing it better. So they just grab any fucker off the side and be like, can you do this? Yeah.
Like 20 seconds in, she's like, yo, fill in right now.
Hey, we just started a thing where we're going to get a fan to sing. It's a brand new event. If you want to come sing the national anthem, it'll be fine that you're shitty at it, Fred Smith, because you're not a singer.
No, we should bring back that old school big cane and just like, that's off like left center, like left stage, and just be like, okay, you had your chance.
That's a big cane. It's like in the middle of the arena, giant fucking stadium.
Yeah, just hook her by the mouth.
Half football field. Oh my god. It's a visual. Half a football field away, there's just a guy in the dugout, in the change room.
She's like sweating, like trying to clean up her act.
Watching
she sees
it coming.
This wooden cane coming across the field. She's like trying to clean it up so it goes away.
She sings well and it starts to recede again. She's like, whew,
and then she hits a note.
Comes back again. Oh my god. This is horrifying.
That's a visual
it's like
for everybody.
Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Dude, 100% Bugs Bunny.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, just the biggest cane and known to history.
He's like ducking out of the way and shit.
She's like, come back here, get it. And she's like moving. Yeah.
See, the video would make a lot more, like if you saw the video, then the way she sang it would make sense because she was dodging this hook.
Big wooden cane, yeah. Yeah, the reflections come from her dodging a big 300-foot cane. Yeah, I would
Somebody's
too.
trying to drag her off stage.
I can sing if that was happening to me, of course.
People are always trying to drag me off stage with a hook. I'm trying to drum.
Just slowly taking one piece of drum equipment
See it out
away.
of the corner of my ear, the corner of my ear. See it right out of the corner of my ear.
Just like, and here's your ride. Okay, got his ride. Oh, now I've got his left kick. Yeah,
I'm down one.
Yeah, you're just playing with what you have. Yeah. Anyways,
away. That's very dumb.
That was a fun. Yeah, that was a fun story. But like the thing that I think of is just like, oh, I'm gonna go to rehab now, and I think that's just the way to save face and be like, I'm being held accountable for my actions.
No, she probably has a problem.
And I mean,
because listen to the way she said. Why would she do that?
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god. I know what we have to program in our next button, our next sound board.
Yeah, well, I'll just use her because that was awesome.
Actually, we have you. We can just get you to do it.
Hit a button.
I just twist your nipple.
Yeah, but I think, dude, she yokoed the hell out of it. So I think artistic integrity is dead, and
she's an artist.
She killed it. Yeah, come on, like let her do what she wants.
Artistic integrity is dead, and she killed it.
There's a string of words there that makes sense. Okay, yeah. Anyways, is there any conspiracies or anything that you want to bring to the table?
Well, way less heavy. When you were mentioning about conspiracies, I was thinking about my job. I'm at work and I'm selling doobies to people, and which is a wonderful job, by the way. Fucking love it. And I'm looking at these things. Somebody's like, "Oh, give me a nice sativa or whatever." Like, okay, let's pull up this tube or this like jar or whatever and see. This one's 27%. Oh yeah, I like that. Cool. And then I sell it to them. And some of these things are coming in and they say like 34% THC, like, 5% terpenes.
Is that a lot?
Yeah, that's pretty good. For flower, like the highest I've ever seen is maybe like 34%.
Yikes.
And
it's like whiskey.
35% kind of thing, right? But the thing is, it's not like whiskey, whereas like
45%.
Well, like whiskey, it actually is the percent that it says on the bottle, probably because it's a liquid and it's like easily quantifiable. Right. So you can say there's 40% alcohol
ABV,
in this,
yeah.
right? Or roughly, 42 or whatever.
Yes.
But with this weed, it's like the way they test it, I'm almost certain that they take the nug, right? Take a nug of weed and they test with the machine all over the nug until they get the highest reading they can. And then legally, I'm pretty sure they have to take the final reading that they do, which why wouldn't you just keep doing it until you get a good one and then stop?
Right.
But obviously it costs money for these testing labs to do it. So if a company is like going to grow a bunch of weed, they need to get it tested in order to put the percentage of THC on the packaging and stuff. If the testing company returns high numbers, they're going to get used more and they're going to make more money and be more successful. So there's an incentive, right? There's an incentive to churn out higher percentage numbers and put that on your label so that people buy your product. And we've all been trained to go, oh, it's a higher percentage. My money's being wasted less because this will get me higher, so I'll smoke less of it, blah, blah, blah. There's a quantity rationale.
More buzz for my bang.
Right.
Or whatever. More bang for my buzz. Yeah.
Sure, exactly, right? And so I just think that it's bullshit. I think that you can't know because it's a plant. You don't know where it's allocating all of its resources in the nug. You can test over here and it's 33%. You can test over here and it's 22%. You can test over here it's 17%. Over here it's 30%. So like they're just giving you an average.
Yeah.
No, you take the final reading.
Oh, the highest.
Right. You take you're going to stop at a high number, right? And you're going to put that as your
Neil
thing.
deGrasse Tyson, save us. Tell us.
What?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I heard you, but why did you say it?
Oh, because he's a scientist.
He is a scientist. I don't think he's going to fuck with weed, though.
Oh, fair enough.
He probably thinks it's for degenerates who all go to hell or something. But
that's not cool, man.
Not real. But anyway, I hope. But yeah, no. Anyway, so I think that a slight conspiracy. Just wait on a consumer day-to-day level. Think about what you're buying, because when it says 25%, even I fall into the trap of being like, "Ooh, this is a nice one. It's got a high number on it."
Right.
And that's all I have to go by. I can't see the weed in the jar.
Or like me, I'd be like, I want a lower one because I don't smoke a lot or at all.
And so it is hopefully kind of like an average, right? Like they're marketing it as a 22% weed right now or whatever.
Right.
They're getting the best they can out of it, but what you're looking at is probably the highest number that they managed to achieve. So and I honestly think that some companies fudge it. Why wouldn't you just fudge the numbers a little bit, like, and not on purpose. They just, we got a nice high reading. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Call it, this weed is 33% all the way across, even though it's not. You could get a different jar that has way weaker weed in it. But the test that they last did was 33%, and so
they're
that's
not
what it
sitting
says
there
on
with
the jar.
every fucking bud that comes through from that strain, testing every
and
fucking
even if
thing
they
that
did,
goes.
you test over it 1 inch over, or like you test the same bud like a millimeter to the left, and it's going to have different levels of trichomes. It's going to have different levels of THC. It's a plant, right?
Yeah,
we
right.
can't quantify it like a liquid in a jar, in a like distillation process,
totally,
right?
yeah.
Where we can see how much is in there, right? For the most part. But anyway, I just think that it's kind of bullshit the way that they're marketing to us. Also, they remember when they were getting rid of flavoring from like cigarillos and shit, like
bullseyes and stuff.
You can't get like a peach bullseye anymore, right?
Yeah, no,
because
gone.
it's marketing towards kids,
Cat
right?
Black, cherry, those are good.
Right?
Okay, yeah,
that
whatever,
I would have one of those every once in a while,
Me
probably, if it wasn't for the fact that they're not. Yeah. So basically, you can't have colorful packaging that markets to kids on cigarettes. You can't have like a yellow and green and rainbow package of cigarettes.
Right.
It has to have like pictures of cancer all over it and shit like that.
And be
right?
brown and disgusting and dirty.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the weed market, there's these brightly colored tubes with like the fucking circus in there. It's like the whole thing. It looks like it's designed for 12-year-olds.
It's like an animal cracker box.
It is. It's like, looks like it's designed for 12-year-olds, some of these products, right?
Yeah.
And they're like blueberry flavored fucking blasters with extra distillate inside, and they're 50% THC and like all this like infused ones and stuff with a bunch of flavorings and stuff. It's like, what are you smoking anymore? Like,
What was it, the clown's honker?
like
Nose honker. 50%. Yeah.
Yeah, we ran out of nose honkers. I sold them all.
No more
things are
nose
fire.
The nose honkers. Get more nose honkers.
I don't know. I sell this shit all day, and I'm just like, okay, like the numbers are going up and up and up, and our tolerance is going up and up and up, and it's like not necessarily, just so everyone knows, THC isn't the fucking end all be all when it comes to whether or not you enjoy your weed. Just being enormously fucking rocked by this weed and then it being burnt out right after it, even if it had a high THC, that's not necessarily the goal. You want like a nice buzz, right?
Yeah,
like,
ideally. You want to be relaxed.
You don't want to be catatonic and unable to speak to people. You want to be having a nice time watching the movie or whatever, right? Like, you're not trying to rethink your fucking whole life and existence on planet Earth. You're trying to fucking just chill out. Like, so I don't know.
Don't tell me how to live, Dan.
Yeah, right. Hey, people are looking for different shit in the store. Sometimes people are like, fuck me up, dude.
I put on
I'll be
Cat
like, here's what you
Stevens.
want. 1,000 milligram joint. It's a Jean-Guy. You're going to
I put on Cat Stevens on the record player. I take a huge bong toke. I get incapacitated and I don't even listen. Yeah, I start to panic and I don't even listen to the record.
I throw up in the toilet and then I just go right to sleep. It's a fucking awesome
Lovely
Tuesday.
Saturday, yeah. Or Tuesday.
You know what? I do it every day.
Hell yeah, that's what we're about here. Okay, we're gonna go to our last final break. What?
The fuck?
The fuck?
You know?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck? Yeah, this whole crazy world is spinning on its head. But you need to go to
Another sponsor?
Yeah, another spawn. It's COL.
COL hyper antennas. It's a home defense system that works like a Tesla coil.
COL. Yes, thanks for
COL.
sponsoring
Make
COL.
sure you turn it on to friendly mode before you walk up your driveway.
Almost spells coil, but without the I.
Yeah, but there's no I.
Call.
There's no I in this coil.
No, it's a call.
There's no I on this coil. Okay.
Okay, thanks for the sponsor. We'll be back.
You want that mailman walking up unchecked to your house, no defenses? Home invaders coming in your windows in the middle of the night? Didn't think so. Don't leave your family unprotected. Get yourself a COL antenna with Tesla coil technology, and it's the best home defense system you're ever gonna find.
What does COL stand for?
COL stands for Concussive Orbital Laser. Choose a COL antenna to protect your property, and don't let those run up on you.
What if a cat comes onto my lawn?
Goodbye, kitty cat.
And somebody's dog takes a dookie in my bird fountain?
We could turn that into a pile of ash. That is.
What about my great Aunt Edith, who's coming up for my birthday?
Don't be ridiculous. She would be destroyed in an instant.
Okay, Aunt Edith, that's for you. That's your fair warning.
Programs a warning shot just right across their face, like one more step.
Is there proactive situations that can warn intruders so that they don't get blasted?
Nope, it's silent as hell.
Hellfire will come straight down out of the stratosphere and completely...
Leave your house completely unharmed.
Wow!
No problem.
Buy yourself a COL Power Blaster.
The Power Blaster 9000 is the older model, actually.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Version 2. Okay.
Prototype.
Thanks, COL.
Wow, that was an incredible demonstration of power. That mailman is just a pile of dust in a mailbag now.
But he affected my home, so
I think he faked it.
self-defense. I think he faked it. Yeah.
I don't think he really got burst into flames.
Marvin Martian pile of dust with eyes.
The Tesla antenna defense system by COL.
COL.
Thank you. I appreciate the offshore account.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, keep adding stuff in, and we'll keep blasting people. All right, I have one more thing that I want to wrap this up with.
We'll keep blasting people. Hold on, go back. It's not us doing it. Okay, it's a home defense system. It's complete. It's an AI.
They tripped a thing out there.
It's their fault.
That's their fault.
They walked right past the sign that said Tesla coil defense
That's
system
covered in
active.
bushes.
Oh, it is
It's like a no trespassing
It's a little
sign.
overgrown. Yeah, I should probably trim those vines off of it.
It just says trespassing. I'm allowed to trespass.
There's like 15 people wandering around out here, dude. Get this sign out of here. Fuck.
The no is covered. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Everyone leaves.
My bad. Yeah. I think Tesla or whatever 5 Electric Power Band would have something to say about that. It's a song called Signs. Anyways.
Nice.
Yeah. Got it in there. So we said that we were going to talk about the Fifth Beatle on the last episode, and then we just didn't.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, we just didn't. We just totally got off topic and just didn't. So it was just like, okay, I think we should mention it at least in this episode.
Tristan's very distracting.
He was too distracting. Yeah, he started talking about dogs and
flags.
Yeah, listen to that episode if you haven't.
It's a banger. I really liked that. That guy was awesome.
Yeah, Tristan's homie. We had a great time. We talked about some cool sports stories. But anyway, get into it. So the Fifth Beatle, have you heard? I wanted to ask, have you heard of, like, apparently there's been like 5 or 6, and Yoko Ono actually was
5 or 6 sixth Beatles.
5 or 6.
They keep rotating them out, and they just realize that maybe we're just better with 4.
I don't like this guy. Yeah, there actually is, and Yoko Ono was apparently on the list. I wouldn't classify her as one. Yeah, but she was the diminishing.
She might.
Yeah, but she probably does. Yeah, and the salary. But the one I'm talking about is a man named Pete Best. He's an English musician who was the drummer for the Beatles from 1960 to 1962, which is right before they took off. He was dismissed immediately before the band achieved worldwide fame and was one of several people to be referred to as the Fifth Beatle. So basically how it happened was, and I get into it, so there was a band called the Hurricanes in the 50s, and that's where Ringo was originally from. And they were going on tour with the Beatles, up and coming, and they met Ringo through this tour because the Hurricanes was way bigger than the Beatles at this time.
Yeah, there's that Scorpions song about it, right? Like Rock You Like the Hurricanes.
Yes, that's what that's about. Yeah, how?
And it's funny. It makes it weird because, you know, I need time to, he'll understand, to do a fill.
Rock you like a hurricane.
You know, because
He's high. We established that.
Yeah.
Pete Best. Anyway.
You got rocked, dude. But all about Pete Best. Yeah, great picking up on that. I never noticed that. That's great.
Well.
Music buff over here. Star, Ringo, was part of Rory Storm and the Hurricanes in January 1962. And
Rory Storm and the Hurricanes. That's amazing.
Yeah, he was.
I want to listen to those guys now.
And apparently they got some bops like Summertime and shit like that. And they were actually quite a big fan by Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and John Lennon. And like, these guys are great. Let's go together and do a tour. So they're doing Hamburg. The Beatles do Hamburg. Before returning to the Hurricanes for a 3rd season at Woodlands, this is Ringo Starr, on August 14th, Starr accepted Lennon's invitation to join the Beatles. Beatles manager Brian Epstein fired the drummer Pete Best, who recalled, "He said, I've got some bad news for you. The boys want you out and Ringo in. George Martin wasn't too pleased with my playing, and the boys thought," which was another manager, "the boys thought I didn't fit in." Starr first performed as a member of the Beatles on the 18th of August,
He's doing like blast
1962.
beats and shit.
Who the hell is this guy? Yeah.
Maybe you could calm it down a little bit, Pete.
Well, so that's what so basically, I mean, I know it's a big tripe, and that Ringo's such a tripe or whatever. Trope that Ringo
This is
Starr.
tripe.
That's just the British way of saying trope. It was that Ringo's such a shitty drummer and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, whatever. And even the Beatles had jokes about that.
Yeah,
that
he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles.
Yes,
yeah.
But imagine being kicked out because you're not good enough, and then, but this Ringo guy, man, this guy can hit.
I was replaced by Ringo Starr. And you're still alive?
I hate it just as much as you. No, that's strength, bro. No, good for him. Yeah.
No, for sure.
Starr first performed as a member of the Beatles 1962 at a Horticultural Society dance at Port Sunlight after his first appearance at the Cameron Club the following day. Best fans, so Pete Best fans, upset by his firing, held vigils outside the house and the club, shouting, "Pete forever, Ringo never." Harrison received a black eye, actually.
People had no lives, eh? There was nothing to do back then.
Yeah,
just go to a fucking guy's house and yell shit.
Just distracted by, Facebook and
affected.
Online, AOL. Yeah. I'm affected by this.
Yeah, I guess this is essentially what people do on Facebook now. They just don't go to people's houses.
They don't have to leave their house, and they can be way tougher because now it's just like they'll say a bunch of unheard of, uncalled for shit.
Now you're not going to get arrested.
Because they're keyboard heroes.
Yeah.
But back then it was just like polite signs like, "Hey, bring our drummer back, please." Yeah.
Were they polite signs?
Well, it's Pete forever, Ringo never. It's pretty
That's heavy,
elementary.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fighting words.
Fuck you. Harrison received a black eye. So George Harrison actually got punched by an upset fan. And Epstein, whose car tires were flattened in anger, temporarily hired a bodyguard. Yeah. So
wow.
Pete Best explains the situation. I still think it would have been the same Beatles. I still think they would have been playing the same music, and I still think the sound would have been very, very similar, Best said, if they didn't get kicked out. To this day, I still don't know why I was dismissed. And this is when he's 81.
Your name isn't as cool as Ringo, that's why. Ringo Starr is a better name.
He's gone to some campsites, this Pete Best, and people are paying him $6,000 just to jam with him.
At what? At campsites?
At campsites. Yeah.
Wait,
it's like,
why does it say campsites?
The Beatles drummer from 1960, blah, blah, blah. At Fantasy Rock Camp in Manhattan. So it's not...
fuck?
Yeah, the Fantasy Rock campsite in Manhattan.
They pay him to come to a studio. He used to be in the Beatles, for God's sake.
Yeah, he's just like,
bring him inside.
No, we'll play acoustically around a campfire. Here's $6,000.
We can meet at like Goldstream and jam. What?
Best was dismissed just before the Liverpool Lads achieved worldwide fame.
Lads.
And hasn't spoken to his former bandmates since 1962. He hasn't talked to any of them since 1962.
That's not his choice.
I guess they're not talking to him. Pete Best, I don't know who he is.
Pete's blowing up my phone again, mate.
I don't recall. Yeah.
I'll just ignore it.
Some of the stories that came out, you scratched your head and wondered, was I actually in the band for 2 years? Was I friends with any of them? Because it just didn't make sense. Said, who admitted to having many sleepless nights since then? Yeah, it's sad.
Actually, pretty sad.
Yeah. Okay, so basically what happened was he was the original drummer for the Beatles.
He got kicked out.
He got booted for Ringo.
Bro.
And Ringo did contribute to some songs. I'm pretty sure Ringo did Octopus's Garden.
He wrote some songs and shit.
He did, so there would be some different, obviously,
silly motherfucker.
Different timeline. But yeah, he's got a fucking Octopus's Garden. Thank you, Ringo Starr. Fuck you, Pete Best. Yeah.
I think I've said it before. My hottest fucking take is that I just am not a huge Beatles guy. I just fucking don't care. I get it. Dude,
that's almost more sacrilegious than Trump.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm gonna alienate the other half of the world now.
It's I was with this guy all the way until he said he doesn't like the Beatles.
I acknowledge them and I think they're awesome. I don't have anything against them at all. I just, for my own taste, I don't want to fucking hear it anymore. Sick and goddamn tired, bro. All the dumbass songs. It's just too silly and happy. I don't love silly, happy shit very often at all. It's just fucking silliness.
Hey lads, stop being so happy. Yeah. Go through your emo phase.
Yeah, give me some fucking sad Beatles songs. I'm in there.
I've had the best life ever. I have nothing to be sad about. What do I have to be sad about? That's true. That's what. Yeah, they've had pretty good lives. I think. I mean, I can suspect.
It's been all torture.
But Ringo Starr is now worth $350 million, suspected. And that's when the other things where they're like, oh, maybe this guy's just bitter because Ringo made so much money off the Beatles.
Give Pete $10 million.
Actually, so Pete did record 10 tracks that never made the light of day the whole time that the Beatlemania was going on. But in 1995, they made a whole compilation album called Anthology with those 10 tracks being included. And they gave, it doesn't say, but they gave Best a 7-figure contract.
Good.
From that. So that's $1 million.
$1 million from the Beatles.
It's either $1 million or $99 million, or anywhere in between.
It was fucking $99 million.
Or anywhere, 99.99. Yeah. So he's paid, I would say, well enough, and then it goes into how much money do you need, or
better than me for now. Yeah.
And there is, which I don't really want to get into it, but apparently there is certain suspicions that apparently he did make an attempt at his own life, and it was because of this in the mid-70s, and his brother and mom found him.
I bet it was a very rough mentally to go through.
And he said
so fucked.
That wasn't the reason. It wasn't anything to do with the Beatles. And he's like, but nobody should ask why somebody does something like that.
No,
his own words.
Hard to be alive. Yeah.
But everybody suspects it was because of him being booted from the Beatles and then them turning into basically the biggest band in the world.
Sure, didn't goddamn help.
No, of course.
You know, like, oh, everything would be so different if blah, blah, blah. If I had only, you know, like is what you'd be thinking every 12 seconds.
And it's mindset too. And it's like, it's actually figuring out and living these certain situations. But at the same time, like, bro, I'm not going to tell you to cool your jets, but you did a lot more in your life than 99.9% of the people on the earth. And that's still something to be celebrated and proud about. And he's apparently a really good drummer.
I mean,
and he kills it, and he still plays music and stuff like that. He's been in a bunch of bands.
You'd have something to prove after getting kicked out of the Beatles for Ringo Starr. You'd be just like in the fucking gym drumming. Fucking
the Rocky
did go start blast beating.
The Rocky montage where he's like looking at the Russian fighter in the mirror and whatever, and he's like practicing, and he's like, fuck this guy, throwing darts at the picture of the guy, whatever.
Rippling muscles.
Yeah, it's just got a picture of Happy Ringo
Neil
sitting
Peart
there with
drum
a stupid
overcompensating everything. Yeah.
I gotta do triplets. Yeah.
But playing like Beatles shit, like
just way too much. Yeah. Anyway, so I watched a story on the old YouTube about this guy, and I just thought I would bring it up. I think out of all the other ones, like they're saying that his manager was the fifth Beatle and blah blah blah. I think this guy would be in my mind, one of the best, because apparently there was a bassist who was also, which I can't remember his name, but he was very briefly in the realm of the Beatles. But I think
like
he was the original.
Beatle.
Yeah, he was an Eagle. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well,
Anyways, yeah. But dad jokes out of here. But yeah, no. So fifth Beatle is not Yoko. It's Pete Best.
Pete Best.
Pete Best, mate.
Say Pete Best actually had more of an actual like musical influence on the Beatles than a Yoko.
I would say so. Yeah. Yoko just yodeled. She was the yodeling. Yeah, the yodeling.
She was incredibly good at shrieking dissonantly.
Yeah. And that's what they were missing. Yes. Yeah. So, anyways, it's been a gas.
It's been a gosh darn slice, y'all.
It's been a pleasure hanging out with y'all. You are our friends, and anybody else listening, we want to just shout out and say thank you. A bunch of people in Virginia.
Thank you. Oh, hey, shout out Virginia.
Either 17 different.
In.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to get into the brass tacks of it,
we'll
but
get into the numbers
here.
Yeah.
17,000 is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
All 17,000 of you. Yes, thank you.
I talked over you.
No, it's okay. That's okay.
I accidentally talked over you once or twice during this podcast, and I want to apologize about that.
I didn't at all to you, and I don't have anything to apologize for.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm perfect. Thanks, Stan.
Yeah, I agree.
So
you're serving today, by the way, Dylan. Remember we learned about
serving
term?
C.
You're serving C,
like the great big D.
That was censored. Let's get the hell out of here.
The great big D is serving C.
We have to stop this.
Okay.
I feel very stupid today. I've just been. I gotta disclose. I feel like I've not been my most articulate self today.
Hey, whatever.
I tried my best to get my point across, and I feel like now we've alienated all of the Trump supporters that were listening to us.
And all of the Beatle fans.
And all of the Beatle fans. That makes up everyone in the world now.
That's huge. Yeah, it's 50-50, man.
You can't be both.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody takes what we say with a grain of salt.
You have to. We're just some dummies. I'm just like fucking rattling off at the mouth. I hope that nobody takes anything personally. We're the least violent dudes I can think of, so.
Nobody needs to be shooting anybody to prove a point.
Doesn't help either, I don't think.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Right? Imagine the world where Homeboy didn't miss, right? And it was a horrifying scene. That would be very fucked up for the world to see, no matter what it is. And we'd be having a very different conversation right now about how it's not cool to murder people. Right? So, fair. You know, I am... I have to say I am begrudgingly glad that he didn't get shot. But like at the same time, because I just don't think it would help.
It wouldn't. And I also don't want to see the guy get shot. It's humanity. And honestly, like, I mean... I
want to see him shut up, maybe take a couple like punches to the muck or something like that, like sit in jail for a long time for his crimes. That would be cool.
That's as far as it needs to go. And obviously humans are different than cougars, but I do get the point you're articulating with that, with the guy being...
Oh, he's much more dangerous than a cougar.
Because he can talk. But it's one of those things where we obviously think that everybody should just try and get along and put a flower in your rifle. Put a flower in your rifle. Flower power. Oh, also, Jub wanted to say, did you hear about the conspiracy theory about how all black cats are just dyed white cats?
They die as black cats. Wait.
They die.
Why did you say... That's not a conspiracy. Jub, get out of here. Shut up.
Thanks, Jub, for the input.
Jub.
Yeah. And on that note...
these are my
friends. I'm totally out of sync with you.
That's kind of... Today we're a little disjointed, I'm not going to lie.
Hey, we're dancing. And no,
we're dancing.
We're dancing with two left feet.
We're going to fight. You and me, we're going to fight after this. We're going to go roll around on the lawn.
Dancing, bro. Yeah.
Come on, we're rolling around on the lawn. I'm going to flip you over my head. Okay. Love you guys. Peace out.
Peace.